On Friday, March 6, 2026, Union City, Michigan, braced for a storm that would shatter its peace. Families settled in for the night, unaware that outside the sky was turning a bruised purple, the air thick with tension. Suddenly, alerts blared, warnings of a severe thunderstorm with tornadic potential. The wind's whisper became a monstrous roar, a sound residents would later compare to a freight train or 1,000 jets. In the darkness, punctuated by green flashes from exploding transformers, the tornado struck. Homes groaned and splintered, glass shattered and metal twisted as people huddled in basements, praying for survival. The pressure was suffocating, the noise overwhelming, a relentless assault that reduced the world to a pocket of hope. When the roar faded, rain and sirens filled the silence. Survivors emerged to devastation-snapped trees, mangled homes, and the sharp scent of destruction. The darkness hid the full extent, but the silhouettes told a horrifying story. The night the sky fell on Union City was over, but the journey of recovery had only begun. Uncertainty hung heavy as the community faced a new, daunting reality. In the aftermath, the National Weather Service surveyed the wreckage and confirmed Union City had been struck by a powerful EF3 tornado. With winds between 136 and 165 miles per hour, this was no ordinary storm. It was a force that could level homes and uproot century-old trees. Cars were tossed, roofs ripped away, and entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble. The EF3 rating underscored the storm's brutality, marking it as one of Michigan's most significant tornadoes in decades. Such tornadoes form when warm, moist air collides with cooler, drier air, creating instability and wind shear, perfect conditions for a supercell. On that Friday night, all these elements aligned with devastating precision. The scientific label is more than a statistic, it's a testament to the terror residents endured. For emergency managers, it's a crucial data point for future planning. For Union City, it simply confirmed what they already knew. They had survived a monster. The EF3 designation gave a name to their nightmare. Dawn revealed the tornado's path, a brutal scar through Union City. Generations-old homes were reduced to heaps of debris, entire neighborhoods unrecognizable. The tornado's path was erratic. One house flattened, the next barely touched. Cars were flipped, trees stripped of bark and landmarks obliterated. Main Street became an obstacle course of downed lines and shattered glass. Personal belongings, bicycles, photographs were scattered, fragments of lives laid bare. Power was out for thousands, plunging the area into darkness and isolation. Clearing roads required heavy machinery. The scale of debris was overwhelming. For residents, the road to recovery looked impossibly long. The landscape was a testament to nature's fury and the community's daunting challenge ahead. Amid the wreckage, the storm's true cost emerged, at least 4 lives lost. These weren't just numbers, they were neighbors, friends, loved ones. Survivors recounted terrifying moments huddled together, shielding children, praying for walls to hold. The psychological scars will linger, with every storm now a trigger for fear. Emergency services worked tirelessly, treating the injured and searching for survivors. First responders became beacons of hope, their courage shining in the darkest hours. As shock faded, determination took its place. The community, though wounded, began to face its new reality. The tornado had taken much, but not the spirit of Union City. United in grief, the town began the long journey of mourning and rebuilding. Among the ruins, the destruction of the local church struck a deep chord. More than a building, it was Union City's spiritual and social anchor, a place for baptisms, weddings, and community gatherings. Its steeple, once a symbol of stability, now lay in ruins. Stained glass shattered and pews exposed to the sky. The loss felt personal and collective, a wound to the town's identity. Residents gathered at the site, mourning not just a structure, but a shared history. The pastor reminded all that faith endures beyond bricks and mortar, even as the pain of loss was raw. Yet the church's destruction became a rallying point. Plans for temporary services began. Faith and fellowship would continue even in a gym or open field. The community's heart, though shattered, still beat with determination. The spirit of Union City was unbroken. Together they vowed to rebuild, stronger than before. As the tornado raged, Michigan's emergency response kicked into high gear. Governor Whitmer activated the State of Emergency Operations Center, uniting agencies for rapid action. Resources were mobilized before the full extent of the damage was known. Local responders, many personally affected, worked through the night, rescuing, treating, and securing the area. Their bravery saved lives and brought order to chaos. By dawn, state police secured the disaster zone, and transportation crews began clearing roads. Emergency shelters were set up and essential supplies delivered. The seamless cooperation between state and local agencies provided a lifeline. Union City's recovery began with swift, coordinated action. Union City's tornado was part of a massive multi-day outbreak stretching from Texas to the northeast. Over 90 million people were at risk as the storm system unleashed hail, winds and tornadoes across the country. Meteorologists had warned of the danger, and urgent alerts saved countless lives. Still, the scale of the outbreak meant devastation was inevitable somewhere. Union City drew the losing hand, but it wasn't alone. Other communities faced similar destruction. As the system moved east, new threats emerged, keeping the region on edge. The disaster underscored how interconnected and relentless severe weather can be. Even as recovery began, the threat of more storms loomed. The story of Union City was just one chapter in a much larger weather crisis. With daylight, the true devastation became clear. Residents began the painful task of sifting through debris, searching for anything salvageable. Neighbours, once separated by fences, now worked side by side, helping, comforting and sharing small victories. Each recovered item, a photo, a toy, was a bittersweet reminder of life before the storm. The sounds of chainsaws and the scent of cut pine filled the air as cleanup began. Local businesses and volunteers rallied, providing food, water and supplies. The community's resilience shone through the heartbreak. Amid ruin, solidarity and compassion became Union City's foundation. Together, they took the first steps toward recovery. As the weekend unfolded, Union City faced an uncertain future. The adrenaline of survival faded, replaced by daunting questions of what comes next. Many were left homeless, possessions gone, lives forever changed. The journey ahead would take months, even years. Ongoing storms kept anxiety high, every dark cloud a reminder of recent terror. Immediate needs, shelter, food, counselling, were met by a wave of support from across Michigan and beyond. Donations and volunteers poured in, sending a clear message. Union City was not alone. The story became one of resilience, nature's fury met by human strength. The road ahead would be hard, but the community would face it together. In time, Union City would rebuild, turning tragedy into hope.